So it's okay for people to tell you that they don't think you can make it. It's okay for people to say their thoughts on the process and what they think you need to prep and do to make that happen. What's not okay is for you to take those things to heart and not live out your dreams.
What's going on out there, YouTube family? Hey friends, it's Robbie from out in Alaska. In this video, I'm gonna go ahead and let you into that shed that I told you about so much and how messed up it is. I'm also gonna give you a little more introduction to me and a little bit on my life, how I found my land, my food, water, shelter setup, and a few additions. We're also gonna go into some layouts of projects that I have ready for spring. So buckle up, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel or don't know, I don't know what you've been doing, but you better go back and catch up. All right, I hope you enjoy and let me know what you think.
In October, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I quit my job, packed up everything, and left Houston, Texas for a remote, off-grid life in interior Alaska. It's just me and my dog Gage, and the wide open wilderness now. This is a journey about learning to live simply, embracing challenges, and finding myself in one of the most rugged and beautiful places on. I have a lot of cleaning up to do out here. As you can see, spring is coming. I'm just today in a sweatshirt because it is beautiful outside. The snow is starting to melt. So I got to get siding put on the house, put new windows on the house, get the skirting put under the house. Gage is out here, of course, having fun around the snow as he always does. He got a little bit of a haircut. His hair was getting out of control. I have a lot of work to do to keep the squirrels out. It had been a dream of mine for some time to live out here. I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of YouTube, actually, believe it or not. And there were quite a bit of people that I admire, and decided I'm not going to wait until I'm physically unable to do that. I wanted to jump out there and take advantage of the moment that I could. For starters, I had to figure out the land. There's several different ways to go about getting land here in Alaska. Alaska does what we call over-the-counter land, is where I got mine, from the Alaska Mental Health Trust. So online at the Alaska Mental Health Trust, I found a parcel of land. With that, you put 10% down. You can decide to do monthly, quarterly, or annual payments from there. There is no credit check. So that's a pretty easy way to get started, is just on the Alaska Mental Health Trust.
It is time to go into the infamous shed. I've been talking about this for a while. I've been reluctant about opening up this board and going into this shed ever since I moved into the cabin. I peeped in the windows, but that was about it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the board off. And here we go. You guys are experiencing it for the first time with me. I finally get the board off, put to the side, and I take a step in. Gage doesn't want to, but finally does.
All right, so it's officially time to get inside of here and take a look. So there is no door. The one half of the door is gone. So I need to build another door. And as you can see, it is a total mess in here. So I got a lot of work to do. That's down. Hole up in the ceiling. We do have a pipe there. The floor is just covered and got to be cleaned up. And insulation is all down. It's full of cobwebs and dirt. It does have half of a door remaining. The other half is gone. I'm going to go ahead and tack up the door frame, the door back up. And we will work on this project on another date. So, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? So I'm not sure how much you were able to see about that shed, but it was quite a bit. It's quite a bit in there to get done. So I'm going to go ahead and deal with that on another day. Today is not the day. Once we get all the snow melted, I can get that stuff working out. I'm going to take you on a little layout plan here So if you can see this area right over in here, I want to clean up and get some of the trees cleared out. I have approximately 5 acres here. I'd like to get that land kind of cleaned up, straightened up, and put my sheds over there. That's where I'll park my equipment and items like that. I do plan on keeping the larger trees and cutting down the smaller trees. When you come back towards the front of the house, which is going to be all covered in, I need to get the skirting redone under the house there, a new door on the front this spring. There's a lot of projects to get done. I'll figure out something else. The plan is to make a chicken coop out of this side of the shed. This used to be the room for the generator, and it was vented through, but I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do there to maybe make that the chicken coop instead. If not, I'll build a chicken coop. The long run, I would like to have a couple of pigs, some chickens, and for right now, I believe that's it. If I get the chickens this year, I will be happy with just having the chickens, but I do plan on getting chickens soon. Gage, of course, is just having a ball like always and running up the trails. It's about 40 degrees today, so we're starting to get some melt. And the snow is melting. I don't know if you can really see on the roof there, but a lot of the snow has begun to come down off of the top of the roof. So we got a lot of snow coming down off the top of the roof up there. It's sliding down. That's my bucket that was on top of the wood stove. There's a bucket up there on the rooftop. And I just knocked that bucket off so I could open up the wood stove and start that for the season. I was not climbing myself on an icy roof. So I will get that part of it done later. So that's the goal, is to get the chicken coop built, to shore up around the house. I do want to get some siding put on the house and Tyvek and doing the shed. If I get those items complete, it will create a lot better foundation for the coming next winter. I do have 2 Shelter Logic sheds that I want to get put up, and that will be also a priority. It shouldn't take long to get those done. At least I'm hoping not. We'll see how it goes, but we'll get the Shelter Logic shelters put up. Today's such a beautiful day, and it's days like these when the dog's just out running and playing, and you can just wear a sweatshirt, and the snow is fun, and he's having a blast. It's just amazing. It's just purely amazing. He just gets so full of himself. A little bit about me. I actually did move here, and the sun is gonna be right in my face, right? I actually did move here directly from Texas, but I'm not from Texas. I was originally born in the Washington, D.C. area, and I've lived all over. I lived in California, Missouri, New York, Maryland, and now in Alaska. I actually have 3 plots here that total almost 15 acres. Those plots are, as I'm walking now, there's 1 plot of 5 acres that separates the cabin from my next piece, which the for sale sign's still at because I need to kind of remember where it is when I put up the signs later this year. Then if you go about 2 lots down, I own another 5-acre plot. I do plan on building some cabins on those plots in the up and coming years, so it'll make a great escape for friends and family that want to come hang out. And who knows, maybe some of y'all. I know I get way ahead of myself financially. It's just kind of the way my brain thinks. That is what's on my mind. As we approach right here, you'll see the same trail that I was walking up. There's a for sale sign right there. You'll see a for sale sign right there. And that's the same trail we've come up. And the cabin is just right around the corner. We'll get into water. And what the cabin originally had a well. And with that well, it did have plumbing and it had heat tape on those lines. However, I have not been able to inspect those due to the weather, so I did not use them all winter. I simply put water into buckets, into containers, and brought that back to the house and dispensed that through the spigot, and that was what I used for water all winter. Water, food, and shelter. Food, although I do live off the grid in a remote area, There is a local grocery store not far from me, but it is very painfully expensive. It's great to get small items, but it is pretty pricey. They don't even show prices on most of their things because the prices fluctuate so much. And let me know if you want to take a trip in that grocery store with me. But I go into Fairbanks every day. So it's pretty easy for me in town to stop at Safeway, to stop at Fred Meyer, to stop at Walmart, to pick up groceries and bring those back with me. I do plan on having from chickens. I would like to get pork here. And on top of that, if I could get a moose this year, that would really help me out tremendously. As you know, I see moose all the time. You probably see as I'm walking up the trail on this way, there's nothing but moose tracks. I usually drive this trail a lot earlier in the winter, but it is a longer trail. It's annoying. So I take the shorter trail in on the snow machine and things like that. Speaking of snow machine, the snow machine as of right now is still not operable. I have been steadily walking. Due to financial constraints, I'm not able at the present time to purchase another one, but I will be probably getting a ATV or UTV here soon before breakup to help with the Argo for me getting back and forth. So I've been walking, and honestly, it hasn't been a big bother. I don't get super worked up about it. After the water and food are gonna come shelter. For my shelter, I went ahead and, again, purchased this cabin from the previous owners. So it gave me a great jump start there to have that shelter go. Warm, insulated place for me this winter, which I couldn't be more happy for. Speaking of, I've always referred to the couple as the previous owners of the cabin. I need to say something. I won't give their names on this, but they have been a blessing to my life moving to the state of Alaska. Their knowledge, their help, their concern has been invaluable. Just talking to them, I affectionately refer to them as my Alaskan parents because that is the fashion they look after me in. So I did want to pay a tribute, a special tribute, and you know who you are, and say thank you so much for being my family and home away from home. So back home in Maryland, I have several siblings. I am actually the oldest of 6. Look at me climbing up the hill, not trying to slide down. So I do come from a very large family. Although I'm not there with them all the time, I am still close with them. So that really means a lot. And many of them watch the channel and follow the channel. So I want to say thank you as well. And I appreciate your support. It means the world to me. So now I just want to talk about a few extra things that I brought with me just because I really wanted to make things a little bit nicer. I do have electricity and my house is plugged in with outlets, just like your home would be at home. I have an EcoFlow box that plugs into my breaker box, and I've run outlets throughout the house. So in my bedroom, in the kitchen, I have outlets. Everywhere I have outlets. You know, it really bugs me when you live out here. You know, you get so used to being alone, and you get up, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, and you don't really worry about your hair or shaving or items like that, because I don't see anybody until I get back to work on Monday. So I take care of that on Sunday night and don't worry about it. So I brought electricity with me and internet. So for internet, because I do have cell phone service all around, it wasn't necessary to definitely have Starlight, but I wasn't sure at the time if I was gonna have that all the time, how reliable it would be. But after being here now, I know that I have full cell phone service all the time, but I do have Starlink, excuse my French. The real reason I wanted to come out here, I lived in so many major cities, and I'm so grateful for the connections and things that I've made. However, some part of me, some small part of me, always liked this type of lifestyle. From as a little kid of watching movies like The Cowboys and John Wayne and this and that, I think there was always a part of me that was really attracted to the notion of living self-sufficient, wild and free. Came from the birthplace of the Wild West at first, and then there became this great Alaska movement that people just kept on moving out to the last frontier. And the last frontier really began to entice me. Thought of living out in that type of environment really was intriguing to me. And of course, the sun is gonna be right in the back again. So we're gonna move it over here. I had a business in Houston I had to let go. And that was hard to come to grips with, to be honest with you. I went back out to trucking, and I was driving a semi-truck for a while and having a conversation with my mother about my thoughts. Her suggestion to me was go see it. And I don't believe that she thought it was gonna happen that fast, but I came out to visit, that was August, and I left and moved out here in October 1st. So when I tell you I wasn't planning on a YouTube channel, I wasn't planning on making these videos, because I'm not the person that walks around with my camera and documents my life. It's just not who I am. I came out here and that was it. There was no turning back. Here I am. And so a lot of my life has changed in the last few months, and I don't regret it. There is a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things to get done, to accomplish, but I am so happy, I'm so satisfied.
So just thank you so much for following along, friends. Don't forget, in spite of what anyone says, live out your dreams, live your best life, and make yourself happy. Until next time.